retreat areas, but if you look, there's dozens and dozens of small towns, and it isn't as strategically resistant to refugees flowing from one of those small towns to another. It's very instructive to understand that in World War II, if you look at what happened to the farms after Russia started to invade Germany and everyone in the cities started to take to the streets, take to the roads, they fanned out on either side and probably got as much as 10 to 15 miles either side of the roads and stripped all those farms clean. So you've got to be careful in rural areas if you're close to any of those major refugee retreat routes, that eventually those farms will get taken down. And the ones that will be safe are the ones that are far enough away that you can't walk to from the normal refugee paths. In general, I give the Northeast a fairly poor rating just because, in fact, everything on the East Coast has this high density area east of the Appalachians is approximately 300 to 400 people per square mile averaging, and the major metropolitan areas have 1,000 to 2,000 people per square mile. You empty those people out into the countryside, and you're going to have a tremendous difficulty, even growing crops in rural areas, trying to awake them getting ripe for fear of people standing around your fence just waiting to take them. And it's almost an impossible situation to kind of guard fruit when there's a mass starvation scenario.
So well, I understand that Joel, your general map is a generality when it just gives basic ratings for a state. But as you said, I mean, West Texas is so giant and there's nothing out there. But then there's the issue of the fact that it's arid. I mean, a lot of it is semi-desert. I mean, I live outside town in central Texas. I live, 3-4 miles off a major road. But, still it's not perfect. I can't imagine living in the center of town itself. I want to keep moving around the country, but why is New Mexico such a low rating? Because there's not a lot of people there, but I'm sure you have reasons for that. Why is Louisiana 1 star? Why is Mississippi 1 star? Alabama 2, Tennessee 3.5, Kentucky 3 stars. Give us break it down.
Yeah. One of the reasons New Mexico is so lowly rated is there's a lot of military activity there. There's very few places where you can live in the deserts because of low water supplies. Arizona has a lot of those areas too, but there are aquifers in Arizona that you can find water. Not much in New Mexico, and those places have fairly high population centers. The Southeast, Mississippi, Alabama, have low ratings because, first of all, they're in the path of Floridians, which will empty out. Florida is simply not capable of self-sustaining itself without air conditioning and without government services